Hi, my name is Paul Busch, and I'm here with Panthera NGO. I'm here to talk to you all today about working in North Korea and the challenges that it brings. So the first thing that I want to talk about are the legal restrictions to working in North Korea. First is that you'll obviously have to have a visa for travel that's approved through the US government. The second thing is that all of our trip is going to be monitored and accompanied by North Korean guides, and what they say goes. A lot of North Korean travel is dictated by the government itself, not through independent contractors or anything like that. Plans must also meet international sanctions law. There are sanctions against North Korea for human rights violations, and it limits the scope of what businesses can accomplish in the country, and so we have to do our part to meet those standards. So previous NGOs from the West have actually been pretty successful in North Korea, as long as they follow certain guidelines that commit to cultural understanding. The first is to contribute equally on a project. So for every one thing that we do, the locals would have to do one thing. And making sure that our relationship stays egalitarian is really important for making sure that everything will turn out well for us and for the people we're trying to help. Another is to listen to the concerns of stakeholders. So it's not just that we're trying to get research done for the folks back home for our business. It's that we also have to keep in mind the responsibilities we have to the communities we're working with and the government organizations that are administering the process. And speaking of that, how this is officially going to work, and an important part of understanding North Korean culture, is that we work through the DPRK's government, and then we'll work on the ground with local officials, managers, and administrators. But overall, the federal government there has the final say. A note on North Korean business etiquette. There isn't too much that's well known about this because not a lot of businesses work outside, especially with the US. They have more success in China and Russia that are closer to their border. But a lot of their cultural systems are similar to South Korea in that when you meet people, it's customary to bow. It's customary to have someone seat you rather than seat yourself. It's important to avoid no's and very strict, terse language. It's really easy as business people from the United States to get straight to the point, but that's not necessarily how they do things in conversation there. When you have a question, make sure to work through the chain of command. So start with whoever was above you and have them speak to someone that's important, rather than going straight to their leader. It's important to maintain hierarchy. Another very special element of North Korean culture is their political etiquette, which can be very different than ours. So, North Korea views the United States with some level of caution and fear and distrust because of the outcome of the Korean War and the violence that was experienced in the peninsula. So it's important to know that people are going into this relationship hesitantly, and the more that you can disprove their assumptions about the hostility of Americans, the better it will be for our outcome and for theirs. Tradition, authority, and the Kim family are very important to them. Don't disrespect the Kim dynasty. Don't throw away images that have their face on it. It's important to bow to the statues when you pass them. Likewise, political discussion, especially about the regime, is off limits. It won't be included in our purposes there. And it's very important to follow the instructions of the official guide that is leading us through, especially through the city and all the sightseeing that will be accompanying this project. If you've been keeping up with the news, you know that there are a lot of changes that are happening in North Korea right now. A lot of political changes and potentially huge business changes as well. And the more that we challenge our assumptions and try our best to help others when we arrive there and do work in this country, the better it will be for them and for us and for the future of the country. Thank you for listening, and these are my works cited, and thank you.